Take a walk through Dead Horse Bay and you will be overwhelmed by the sun-bleached carcasses of disposed industrial machinery. You will be detoured around an obstacle course of dead and crumpled boats. Broken glass and forgotten shoes freckle the landscape like fossils. Plastic bags sway and whip as flags. Nets and tires festoon the coast as monuments to consumption. The mangled bodies of fish and crustaceans and dying birds poison the air with the putrid fumes of their suffering deaths. It is an obscene reminder of our collective gluttony, slowly eroding away with each pressing wave the substance of our desires. And carefully, as we prodded through the endless shrapnel, the shore revealed itself to us a place of unsung dignity. The gentle waves over broken glass tinkle and chime in slight murmurs to the ears of water birds seeking refuge from the gust in the tall grasses and cattails. The broken glass twinkles as the sun licks their edges, a variety of colors disappearing under the waves. They are slowly pummeled and abraded into vibrant crystals. With incredible industrial strides in the mid-19th century, New York City experienced growing pains in the form of population increases faster than city services could accommodate. Along with the demand for space grew the demand for horses in a variety of capacities. And when a horse would die, they would simply bring it to this remote and distant bay, where a small number of rendering plants competed to make use of the dead and dying animal's hide and hair. The bleached bones of the processed animals would simply be tossed into the water and at low tide would reveal themselves to landing birds. It is said that mariners and fishermen, upon approach of this foul harbor, would speed away heaving when gasps of foul air were whipped up and around. Now, by the end of World War I, new technology saw a sharp reduction in the utility of horses, and one by one, the rendering plants were closed. A new era of aviation created new use for the land, and Floyd Bennett Field was built and opened by 1931. By the early 1950s, the coast, now unneeded, was deemed unfit for public use, and it became the primary dumping ground for the excess garbage created from bulldozing hundreds of Brooklyn homes for the sake of Robert Moses's highway building scheme. Many, in hindsight, argue that the ends did not justify the means, and that Moses, who held no elected office and wielded unmitigated power, likely saw the highways as a means to justify the dissolution of communities, and not the other way around. And bits of those ravaged neighborhoods are still washing up here to this day. People who visit Dead Horse Bay are often overcome with guilt, but leave with a newfound reverence for nature and its capacity to silently bear the burden of our ceaseless reaping. Perhaps what is most inspiring about this forsaken land is that just beyond the tall grasses it bears a most compelling secret. The longest view backwards in time, perhaps the oldest feature of human activity in the entire city. This millstone likely dates back to the mid-1600s, right around the time Peter Stuyvesant ordered the slaves of New Amsterdam to construct a wall as a blockade against the British. Some 80 years before our founding fathers were even born. And yet, it sits here, untreasured, unblessed, disregarded, its legacy unsung.